Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It Casino podcast. As always, I'm your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
And to the left of John, we got
Vito.
What up, though, people? We appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If this is your first time, you on YouTube, please hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're a regular, share it with somebody, man, and start dropping some comments if you on YouTube. The past week, we had a lot going on. I want to start it off with a local rapper from Philly. His name is Tali P. He just did an interview recently with somebody. And Vito, I think me and you have been having this conversation for a while. Well, basically, he's a popular younger drill rapper from the city. And he basically said in the interview that nobody wants to hear people that rap like Beanie, Sigel, even though they're greats and they're legends and all that. It's 2022. Nobody want to hear that no more. Keep It Casino. What's your thoughts on it?
I think he's wrong in two aspects. One, people in our era want to hear that shit.
Right.
Two, somebody wants to hear that shit because look at Griselda.
Right.
They came out. They're in this era, but they rap like beans.
Right.
So they got on recently, so somebody want to hear that shit.
Right. What you got, John?
I feel the same way. I'm still with the old school. I don't want to hear the drill music, and I think it's forced upon. And of course, he says that nobody wants to hear that type of rap that Beanie Sigel and them did. Well, I think those were actual songs that you can like listen like years and years past. Like right. Drill music, I think is for the now. It's not going to me. It's not going to be memorable music, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying that it's horrible music, but I don't think it's like iconic music where it's going to like stick.
I could say some of the drill songs might stick, like the ones with some R&B like on the hook, but just the straight drill, I don't think they're gonna stick.
None of it might not stick. Because it's not timeless music.
It's definitely
there you go.
You know what I mean? With this conversation, I'm kind of torn. You know what I mean? Because in one way, I agree with him. And I look at it like this, and there's no disrespect to nobody, but just look at Philly. You go back to the 80s, you got 3 Times Dope, you got Tough Crew, you got Schoolie D, S.T.V in them. Mm-hmm. Then after that, you probably had Ram Squad that was next up, right? Ram Squad didn't rap like none of them guys. Then when you had the Roots and Beanie Sigel and Cassidy and all them, when they got on, they didn't rap like nobody from the 80s. So I kind of agree with him in that way, but they still made good music. That's the thing that I will say. They made timeless music. But my young boy told me this, and I even had the conversation with John. My young boy said, bro, so many more young boys would listen to your music if you just switch it up and rap like the young boys. And when I told John, John was like, nah. But at the end of the day, like we had this conversation all the time, Vito. Take somebody like Young Chris, for instance, because he's in that same era. Mm-hmm. What you're saying about the old heads is partially true, but it's not true because the old heads want to criticize today's music, but they're not making our music where it's like more young boys would want to rap like that because the old heads don't support like Fab and all them. They still hot. They should be doing 1 million views. They shouldn't be doing the same amount of views that a local kid from Philly is doing as a drill rap. You see what I'm saying? That shows me that not a lot of the youth want to listen to that shit.
They don't, because my son and them don't listen to that shit.
Not everybody.
But listen, I'll give you an example of how you said Ram Squad and the gospel for them. But the difference is, I can still listen to that shit today.
Right. Well, here goes the second part of it. The only thing that has changed now with Philly is that we're biting everybody else. Because here's the thing. Pause.
Social media.
Here's the thing. when Major Figures and Beans and all them first came out, everybody in Philly rapped like them. Everybody in Philly rapped like Cassidy when he started coming with all the punchlines. Everybody rapped like Cheek Raw when he came with Philly, everybody started rapping like Meek and Hattie. We always been known to bite, but we were biting our own style. Now we're biting outside of the city, and I think that's what the older people are kind of upset with, like, because we ain't gonna say everybody didn't sound like Mac. We used to call niggas Beanie Babies back in the day.
Think about it, social media, because it makes the world smaller. Because it's certain shit that's said, like certain shit that's said in Chicago that we wouldn't have known about without social media.
Right.
Certain shit said in Philly that only motherfuckers from Philly say and do. But now other motherfuckers are saying doing it because they see that shit every day on social media.
Right. But what I was saying about I'm saying Young Chris is hot. If Young Chris drops something every time he get 1 million views and all, it's competing with them young boys where more young boys say, oh, I can still rap. Like, you see what I'm saying? What they're looking at right now is them guys that rap like that, they're not getting more views than us drill rappers, first of all. You know what I mean? So to them, they look at it like that's a dead style.
You know what else is making a difference? But before I say that, I think Chris should be doing way more music. Because he kind of remind me of like a Fab and a Mace mix. Right. But I think the era got something to do with it too, because you know, us, we're used to CDs, tapes, and buying the shit at the store. So we're not really programmed to go on the internet. Well, we are now more so, but the kids, that's all they know. So that's why them views is going crazy. Like my son he'll turn that shit on and don't even watch the shit.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's the case, but like, even when one time we was in a strip club, we was at Onyx, and at the time 6ix9ine, he wasn't a rat yet, but he was popular. Listen, we in a club with my young boy. My young boy sitting there going crazy to his music, and I asked him, I'm like, how the fuck you dancing to this? I can't even understand what he's saying. He said it's not about understanding what he's saying. It's just putting you in a zone. And I was like, wow. So they don't. All the rappers, our rappers from our era, they was saying shit. They had punchlines. They had bar. Them kids don't want to hear that shit today.
Like Uzi don't say much.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that shit.
But Uzi, he makes some good music though.
Yeah.
I fuck with some of that shit.
So like I said, I'm kind of torn. I see how y'all feel, but I'm torn because he's right in a way.
But like you saying, I think rappers, as they age, they slow up, and I think that there should not be an age limit at all on hip hop. Yep. Yo, it should not be. I mean, even though I'm not the craziest about with that like Jay-Z verse, but I'm glad he's still rapping. Every time he drops, I'm glad he's still rapping. All these other guys are older. Fab. Yes, keep rapping. Like,
let me ask you
no
this
age
though,
limit.
Vito, because your son don't listen. He listen to old school stuff, right?
Hey, he got to
because of you.
Me,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody ain't got that.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing was a couple of weeks ago, Beanie Siegel's son did an interview and he basically said the same shit. He basically said the same shit, and he didn't receive criticism for it. I don't know what the difference was. But I know he did say it a couple weeks ago, like, niggas ain't gonna rap. I'm not gonna rap like my dad.
But one thing I can say, I was listening. He was in the car with me one day, and Griselda was on, and he said, "Yo, they spit."
They different.
So he definitely recognized the difference.
Yeah. So about us talking about rap, John, let's talk about your boy DaBaby. He just dropped Baby on Baby 2. The numbers first week sales did not do good. Now he's screaming that he's been blackballed. Keep it a C-note. What's your thoughts on it?
What's he blackballed for though?
Because
all
his incidents, all that shit finally it did catch up. And to me, I think some of his fans before were some female, and now they ain't on that the baby train. So he's gonna lose some fans out. It could be partially due to promotion by the record label. I don't know, but I mean, I could see it. Like I'm forced to listen to the radio sometimes, and I don't be hearing his shit. So if radios ain't pushing it, I ain't hear. I don't know any of his new tracks coming off this new album.
Yeah, well, you know I don't really deal with it.
So I mean, so there you go. So
they said the radio make superstars.
Yep.
Yeah.
But listen, what I can say is I never thought he was really that hot. I felt like he was overhyped.
Right.
But if he was smart, DaBaby, being as though he a pretty boy, he should take the LL route and cater to the women. He'll go crazy. He keep talking this killer shit. Like
I don't know. My thing is
go to where the money at.
With DaBaby is, first of all, the last album didn't flop when they said he was going to be blackballed, and instead of him humbling himself, he kind of gloated about it. I'm not sure. I think it was like 2 years since the last album came out. And that time, you supposed to think of a way where you can make money off your music without having to depend on these streaming services, because you should know what you headed for. Because he's talked about the LGBTQ. He's talked about Meg Thee Stallion. Like, he's doing a lot. So somewhere down the line,
do you think he broke the bro code by doing that shit? By saying that he said he slept with Megan when that shit could have just been
he shouldn't have said nothing. But at the end of the day, Game had a song where he was naming all the video bitches he fucked and all that.
That's right.
So,
yeah, but I mean, what was the reason for DaBaby just coming out saying that, though?
Because he knew his Jones was gonna flop. He tried to get some tracks. I ain't mad.
That ain't work. That ain't work.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit might have
backfired.
backfired. So
make music for the women, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, listen.
A lot of his features was on chick songs.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm talking about like his flow. You gotta smooth it out a little bit instead of trying to be the thug. Be like how May said, "I was murder P Diddy, baby, pretty." Change it up.
Shit, you better audition for Power or one of them shows. Right. You hanging out with 50 long enough, DaBaby. What's your thoughts on it, people? Is DaBaby blackballed? Keep it a C note. Let us know. Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.